Good morning, police emergency. How may I assist you?
Good evening and welcome to Ghana Police Watch. This evening, we present a special update on the missing Takoradi girls, one of the most captivating, if not tragic, crime stories of our time. The missing girls are Priscilla Bentum, 21, Ruth Love Kwesing, 18, Priscilla Crunchy, 18, and Ruth Abaka, 18, recently added as a fourth girl. It turns out that Ruth Abaka was actually the first girl to go missing on July 29, 2018. After intensive investigations stretched over nearly a year, accompanied by intense public interest and concern, the search took a dramatic turn when police discovered suspected skeletal human remains in a well in cesspit tank on the premises of Samuel Wills, the key suspect. If the suspected human remains turn out to be those of the missing girls, then suspected murder could be the tragic end of the sad story. On August 14, 2019, all four families of the missing girls consented and gave the samples for DNA testing at the Western Region Police Headquarters at Sekondi Takoradi. This evening, we will bring you the most recent update on this story, including exclusive footage of the criminal investigations, interviews with all the four families, and background information about the ongoing DNA testing. Let's take a quick look at the genesis of the story and how it has developed since Ghana Police Watch brought you its last comprehensive update. Takoradi, Ghana's oil city in Western Region, now boasting an expanding offshore industry complemented by onshore tourist attractions, especially hotels and beach resorts.
The city buzzer has got the whole city on lockdown.
For several months now, the rather relaxed Twin City has been thrown into panic and gripped by fear as a result of the kidnapping of 3 young girls in August and December last year.
Forget every radio station for now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. You are still live on Radio Max 105.1. And I'm sure right now you've heard about the big issues that almost everybody in Ghana are talking about.
The kidnapping cases in the metropolis. We shall hear from the police. We shall hear from parents of these kidnapped victims.
In the center of the storm is the police, who have intensified their efforts to bring this matter to a successful conclusion. This is BU Junction, where 2 of the girls were last seen.
It's a difficulty. So what we need to do is that we need to intensify our investigations within the area to interview other people to find out whether or not they might have seen people having any issue with.
There's a many more than me with that. There, no, yeah, a penny for Jehovah for. And then I'm member said, you know, Jehovah now. Because boy, be, oh yeah, organizer, I don't know back at the girl, you Jehovah, I'm a mamma, basa, a what I call empty, where from, a so one fat. And some more picture. Now I'm a man winter among members there because the girl and the man will not need to from paying for Yama family pool. Paying far, why papa for no Gina Nam, most so seldom the Mumpui, the days to our monoton. But to action last year, no one.
If you would so baby, no one push me be a swati. And yet, dear, so naturally, that the good boy be brave.
At night, special units of the police have joined the daily patrols, combing the Twin City, especially its outskirts, where the kidnappings have taken place. The police officer in charge of the investigations gives us a blow-by-blow account of the kidnappings.
On the 17th of August 2018, police had a report to the effect that Priscilla Bentum Blessing, who is a university student, age 21 years, was an attachment at Gassem and had closed from work and had been kidnapped.
Priscilla's father sheds more light on the fateful event on August 14, 2018.
Anapa na meban oye ose kwando lu kujuma oye attachment to gasem Takoradi nti anapa lu kono oye na nkefia ha na oye no kujuma na okra nti na ahanso ye wofi a yere twan ma ofi ejumam waba na musumu kujuma nti wobo 5 look 6 na mopone ti me ba na me frɛ ma me de me hu me ba no miss call wo mu phone do na amaso se me hu no miss call na ma friend nti me frɛ no na line no ko na me frɛ ma me na me send me hu de me ba no wa frɛ na o fia na o se onyi fie nti o ba na me so yo de ma me ba fie na me be fie nti me be fie na me send na ontene nka no so friend there oliba sisia wa apna dwuma we bi send wo nkofo junction no so oliba sisia na me si insuro ya to nti onye ntam na ombre fie no so oliba sisia nti obandam na me so me be fie nti me be fie no na me frɛ here chapel me said in case there obo ban wo chapel nti ade there okọ practice nti me frɛ no na wase ombo ho na ho obo ho ne bia anyi ho.
This is BU Junction, where we tried to recreate her last moment of freedom, but it seemed quite a casual event which could not have drawn much attention.
She had boarded a vehicle, and this was where she alighted, and we didn't hear from her from that moment.
Ye be fie no na oyedin ihuma amnam wife yere nti yo ma nta hwachi wambo 5 mponi fifie de yere kwakwa hwehwe ni wo okrom in case de bibia nta obandam no amekro European hospital wo Takoradi ko de in case de se bibia na wan akọ hospital nti ye kro hoyina ye kra no na waso won fa biara won fa dem ba ho dem meminda na pano na medwu ho a mentasi nti awefrimala na menye call wo mu phone do ti menye call phone na mbebeyimba oji mbebeyimba pen oji phone de opere onyin pako no kasa na mso no ncha adam na men kasa no so no de da wunya botal na mbisa meba no oso opone chew opere onyin nua ne kasa na oso ne nua wo nchan.
It would seem Priscilla had previously struck an acquaintance with the kidnapper.
One particular number that had communicated with the victim prior to the 17th of August 2018 continuously called this victim on the 17th of August more than 21 times. The kidnappers demanded a ransom of 4,500. These payments were made at 2 by 2 installments, but they failed to release the victim, after which they came and made a report to the police.
Priscilla's brother got involved in the negotiations with the kidnapper and recorded some of the conversations.
Hello? Yes? I've been seen a student Perejano. But I'm in this police question. I've been seen a Perejano. Give me some reason why they are Perejano. Okay, my balance. Your balance. And you wanna Emma, you send you together the Jan and Jana. Then it means you are fooling us. How can we believe that when we give you the money, you are going to release it? I get my balance, that's all. I don't have any issue with her again. I am not collecting any money again. It is not my 500, that's all. Because earlier on you told us that you are hello? Yeah, I'm listening to you. Yes. If I get my 500, I'm not collecting any money from anybody more than that. Okay, as for me, I don't have any money. I don't have any money on me. Okay, then don't call this line. Oh, bye-bye.
On me kasa no, oka PG kasa. Oka Nigeria kasa. Na oka unde na maka fancy. Ba me kan fancy no tim kan papa.
At one point, he waited all night at a popular junction with his mother waiting for a system.
Man 25 no catch him there. Yanke Gina Nkofo Junction. Na one in the baba. Until that time, no, I'm no mommy. You can Gina.
We identified where the money was withdrawn. The first part was taken at Takoradi here. Maybe the kidnappers were looking for money, maybe to exit from Takoradi here. Another part of it was withdrawn at Koforidua. We followed up to Sumanya, Koforidua, Okrasi, where most of the calls were also being made through the victim's phone. We also got the number that the kidnappers had given to the parents to pay the ransom. We got the number. We also got the call history of that particular number. We did a study, then we realized that another number was also communicating with that particular number. So we had to go after that particular number from a different location that is around Eastern region. We zeroed down from Eastern region, and then we came back to Takoradi here.
28 in the new year, what I did, I bet it. 28 in the new year, the one day, baby, I don't bound to. 28 in the new year, what I did, all move bound to. 28 in the new year, west side, baby.
Unfortunately, 2 other girls also disappeared. That was in December 2018. Ruth Lafquaising, aged 18 years.
On the 4th of December 2018, and my sister, Chiba, okra there. MTN4, we want a WhatsApp platform say MTN4 Oma Unkofu Ejuma. Inti Oroko MTN office El Market Circle. Inti like 9:30 to 10 muna. Ofifie there Oroko MTN office no. Inti was like 1:30 to 2 muna Friday. Yambu no rusu. Na msi yambu wa den bibi aya wa say taxi na offer wa junction no. Ohun nearby ohwe na ohwe dan bia ya atuma na nkotin na ohwem. It's a one make say like on Sony location. Na me menen kasa on so location na say betumi you use GPS we be betumi that but na me kasa at the moment na on ntemenka. Ba me te don so esu echi there. Yambu anu nti one line ne kate. And o san free biem. O free bi na o se nkofo ne se woje 500 Ghana cedis and san we jano.
Before they made a report to us, they had also made a ransom of 1,300 cedis to the kidnappers. One pastor who is related to the second victim, indicated that it sounded like a Nigerian accent.
But you are okay, bro. For your soccer tree, but I didn't need no one. Shut down, yeah, Papa be Adam. Actually, you know, Nigerian, but as a tree no okay, but and yeah, we during the holidays, no, and a guy in a friend say, "Me no ace to say, a comedy no yemi and yanti." Your face come down from 30 and a mano. And also you'll be when you there, Osaka cry one when you there, and pan and yem a guy in the Fred Beam na Messel, baby, I want a new site. Currently, in phone is was 50 cities. Into your send your diamond. Or catch 50 cities on to me 30 and a farmer. Minuano. Into one also 50 cities on J.
The third victim was Priscilla Crunching. The details are not clear, but it's likely she accepted a lift and never returned.
This third victim, the parents were made to speak to the victim. So, and we asked them whether that was the voice of their daughter. They said, they confirmed that was the voice of their daughter. And 4 men are standing on her, demanding the money. And she was urging the parents to send the money so that they could release her to come home.
Me crown say me kwajuma as usual. Di me ko buy no na oni fi be du fi be 3:30 mu ho. Na me beto mmɔfra baasa wɔ fie ha mmɔfra no wɔtaa ba yɛn nkyɛn ɛnyɛ wɔnyɛ ahɔho wɔba ne nkyɛn ne bɛdi agorɔ no ade nti mebɛto wɔn na mebisa wɔn sɛ na abena no wɔ ɛyɛ me ba no ɔno ne panyin na ɔwɔ he ɛna panyin na ɔwɔ mu no ka kyerɛ me sɛ ɔkra wɔn sɛ ɔrekɔ nkurɔfo bɛyɛ 11 o'clock no mu no ɔmmae menya phone call na ɛyɛ me ba no na ɛrefrɛ nti mefae yɛ hello abena ɔn sɛ daa makɔhyɛ baabi o menim baabi a mɛwɔ oh ɛmfa no wakɔhyɛ a wonim baabi a woyɛ dɛn na wokɔdu hɔ sɛ meforo kaa bi ɛhɔ a na meyɛ mu ɛnde mentumi angyina phone no so ɛmmisa no nsɛm bio sɛ ɔne hinanom na ɛwɔ hɔ anaasɛ wɔreyɛ ne dɛn nade ɛno mede ayɛmhyehye ɛne nkeka mu the second time a mene nya ho kwan kasa bio no na ɔsɛ daa mpamɔkyɛw momɛboa me wae daa momɛboa me ɛna mbisa no sɛ na igu so na momanka nkyerɛ sɛ wɔ police station because ɛno yɛ asɛm a wɔmpɛ sɛ wɔte nti meka kyerɛ sɛ igu so yɛhwehwɛ sika no nti ɔmmɔ mpae ɔnsrɛ wo ɔmpa wɔn kyɛw na ɔmmɔ mpae nsrɛ yɛhwɛ Onyankopɔn na yɛn nso igu so reyɛ ne yɛbɛtumi biara.
The first significant break in the case was the arrest of Samuel Wills on December 22, 2018, a day after Priscilla Crunchy was kidnapped. It was a result of intensive intelligence gathering and smart tactical deployment that resulted in the breakthrough.
I'm Dr. Sobima Asari. I'm a policewoman, a detective inspector. I'm stationed at Market Circle in Takoradi.
Quite a sophisticated operation. And so let's go to where they spot exactly where he was when he was picked up. It was here, 3:30 a.m.
3:30 a.m.
Just a day after.
Just a day after. She was kidnapped on 21st December 2018. And less than 24 hours, suspect Samuel Wills was also arrested in this house. According to one of the guys here, he was seen lying here under the tree at about 11 p.m. He was a little bit loose, so he said then he should go and sleep, and later on he saw him sleeping in his room.
So you surrounded the place and you came in through the back?
Through the back entrance. We came here with the fiancée, Emily Alimo. We arrested her on 21st December 2018 in Koforivia, and we brought her to this place. We ordered everybody in his room to come out from the room. And they came out, and we realized Samuel Wills was not
amongst them.
They entered this room, they didn't see anybody there. Yes.
So they came out. You came out?
We were here and we heard one of our officers say, Onwa.
Okay.
Yes, he said Onwa.
So
because of the accent.
Yeah.
Yes.
You came, the officers had to come all the way to the back here.
They came. So he called some of our officers that I've seen him here. He's here. And they rushed this place. This is the entrance to the room where Samuel Wills was arrested on the 22nd day of December 2018 at about 3:30 a.m.
Really narrow.
Yes. This is the actual room.
So it's quite incredible that somebody could tell that because looking at where the door is, it's quite a hideout.
He said he has been here since 2013, but for Ghana, he came to Ghana 2010.
And where was he living when he came to?
He was in Accra, Nungwa, before he came to Takoradi.
How integrated? You said he had a fiancée, so it meant that he probably had a few women around.
He has a daughter here.
A daughter?
A daughter here. He said he's 4-year-old girl. daughter. The name is Kukua.
As it turns out, the location of its capture was very close to where he lived. This is the main entrance.
The main entrance to the house.
So this is the
house.
The house.
Where Samuel was. He lives. His rented apartment. This opposite.
Straight on
yes, this straight.
That's his room.
That's
his apartment.
Yes, a single room self-contained apartment.
Okay.
Yes.
We shall return here for an important discovery. The police was making significant progress in the cases when the unfortunate happened. Samuel Wills escaped from the cells on December 30, 2018. It was a significant blow.
He had a call. We put it on loudspeaker for him to communicate to this John. And then John was saying he's on the way coming from Nigeria and that he will come here on a Sunday. So we all made our preparations waiting to apprehend John. And that was when this suspect escaped from the cells. We deploy all personnel that very night that he escaped. We put everybody at the vantage points.
His recapture in an uncompleted building at Nkrofo on the outskirts of Takoradi was another dramatic development. So I'm wondering, why would anybody come to a place like this with all these bushes and come and hide here?
Any criminal will choose such a place as his hideout. So
secluded, because nobody would think that anybody would come.
Nobody will even suspect that somebody is living in this house. So I think that is how he chose this place. We had information. We were a team, and one of our team members had information that he is hiding in one of the uncompleted buildings in this area.
Yeah, and there's several uncompleted buildings around here.
But this was purely uncompleted building. It was according to residents in this area. They said this place was abandoned for about 4 years. So that night, they entered this place and they saw Samuel took Wills with some of his clothing, a bucket, a nylon robe, where he has hung some of his clothing.
It was pitch dark when he was captured, and this was done by a team of detectives and police officers.
Even though I wasn't part of the team, according to them, he was found lying here.
So they must have sneaked in when he was lying down sleeping, thinking that
nobody will even come here.
Must have taken quite a bit of intelligence for the police to unravel this. This is the back of the house as we have it.
And this is where we found the clothing of victim Priscilla Mantibia Panche.
Were they just lying on this wall?
It was under.
Behind the wall?
It was behind the wall. And the family came and identified those clothing as
hers.
Hers.
At the time you're saying this burglar proof wasn't there?
It wasn't here.
You, me bana atare. Say, mpanyinfo ko hu atare no. Wodi kan frame me ba panyin no. Say, omra mehwe ade a won hu ni. Ndi ono okọ na mpa o frame say won hu abra na atare. But na edin. And so na eseminya gidiara se me ba no e bi otiase.
Developments in the case recently led to the police returning to where Samuel Wills lived and an intensive search of the compound and surrounding areas.
On August 2nd, we had information from our counterpart in Nigeria that one of the accomplices has been arrested. the suspect, we allowed him to speak to that suspect who has been arrested in Nigeria. And during their conversation, we realized he was rather forcing the suspect, his accomplice, to accept whatever he says. So after that, we decided that we have to extend our investigations to another level, do more search in the 3 areas he was arrested, he was recaptured, and where he lives. So we first went to his house in Takoradi.
This is Takoradi, where Samuel Wills lived. So that's a septic tank.
Yes,
where
this is a septic tank.
Remains were retrieved. Just looking at this area, this is certain and abandoned.
Yes,
I mean, this one
uncompleted.
Has not been completed
Yes.
at all.
When we came, this place was like this, bushy like this. So we have to clear this area because we wanted to find the septic tank, which is normally called a manhole in this house. This particular one is the one which we were able to open, filled with liquid waste mixed with feces materials. Yes, we picked a long stick from this place, and one of our colleagues stirred the liquid waste. We saw a human hair, women rasta. That we normally call mesh in it. So we suspected something here.
Was it mesh that had been used or mesh?
It has been used, meshed.
So it came off somebody's head?
They have tied it with a ribbon. Yes. We found it here. And also a bone.
So
we retrieved it from this.
You had to drain
the
water.
So we informed our regional commander, DCOP, Mr. Regima Vicentejo, and with the assistance of prisons, we were able to drain the water from the liquid waste from this septic tank.
Suspect Samuel Wills was then brought to the scene. What was his reaction?
He said he doesn't know anything about it.
New intelligence also led the police back to the uncompleted building where Samuel Wills was recaptured after his jailbreak. Of special attention was a bushy hill above the building. We're making our way to the well, which is right here. It will take quite a bit of effort. I may need to help you. Okay. This is the
well.
The well.
Yes, we retrieved a full set of remains suspected to be human remains.
Skeletal free. Complete skeletal free.
Yes, complete.
In this one.
This one.
This is a professional hardened, slippery criminal. So as it is, we will continue our search until we get to the bottom of this issue. Always being diversionary, telling you stories, lying. He's still telling us that the ladies, the girls are there. So we will continue our search until proven otherwise by our findings.
On August 14, 2019, all 4 families of the missing girls consented and gave the samples for DNA testing at the Western Region Police Headquarters in Takoradi. We spoke to them after getting important briefings from the forensic scientists and pathologists.
Initially, the doctors explained how the process will go and also the need of the DNA. And they told us it's not going to be anything cumbersome. Just a small saliva they need from us. We asked a lot of questions, but all of the questions were explained to us. And that even I asked whether, as the bones were in water, and that it has kept long for some time, will it be possible that they can extract whatever they need? And he answered in affirmative that despite that the bones have kept long, if only the DNA is still alive in it, they can get whatever they need.
How did they collect it, the saliva?
He used something like the stick which they used to clean the
cotton swab.
Yes, cotton. Yes, two went together, and then he swiped from the left side, and then also from the right side
of your mouth.
Yes.
Did you both give up samples?
It was me and my mom.
How long did this last?
If I add the lecturing that it happened there, maybe like 30 to 45 minutes, yeah.
Right. But were you satisfied with the process? Do you have all your questions answered for you?
For the question, they couldn't answer because according to them, they said they are here to take samples because we asked whether when they went and did the investigation on the remains, how old or how mount has the remains, they couldn't answer us. But we believe that it's not our girls, it's just some story they are framing, so we know our girls are alive, so we know they will surely come.
With the remains though, they still have to subject it to some analysis before they can tell, and which is why they need your cooperation to let that happen.
Yesterday they said we have to go for the DNA, so we went there for the DNA.
It turns out that Ruth Abeka was actually the first girl to go missing on July 29, 2018. This was the last place she was sighted. It's not so far from the Diabene Methodist Church.
We are class leaders, so we leave here early by 5:30 a.m. and they go to Diabene Methodist Church 9 o'clock.
She was here with her colleagues, with the children, just like you see them here now. It's the last time any member of her family ever got to see her. That's Sunday, the 29th of July, 2018.
It was Monday, around 12 p.m. when I received a call from unknown number. He said, he's Kwame. That is what the person said. And I asked, why is he calling me? He said, my sister is in their captive. So for me to get my sister back, I need to pay 350 million before they can release her. I was afraid at that time, so I called my grandma and informed her what has happened. She took the number and also called the person. And the person told her the girl has been kidnapped.
Now they have
added your daughter.
But she was first.
It was Saturday that the IGP and the Central Arch came to me and they promised us that he should be doing the DNA. So they give us and encourage us. They ask us to be patient and you should have a hope with them that they will do everything. They asked of the murder and he told them that the murder is at Nsahim. So they will go for.
So she came down.
She came down
She went
yesterday.
for
The
this
DNA was being done.
And the pay woman you call police head office. Now, it been from Cranberry. Was over for samples for your home. Or burning Yaminadu, and young here, your kabum, you want all the Yammy Bay. Ma said what the share, Hinen. I mean penny bean. Why am I in penny bean? Why am I performance? I am baby balance and penny bean. No, the share envelope. I was what Okaka.
Did they get you to sign the consent form?
Oh yeah, we signed on the envelope. Yeah, we signed on the envelope. Yeah.
What you change him? I mean, when I did say Edwin, say ya, to know and come name. Yeah.
But you're satisfied with the process?
Our assignment was pretty simple, to come here and take DNA samples from the surviving
alleged surviving relatives of the missing persons that we are after. I did a little bit of counseling. I explained the procedures to them, and they understood, they cooperated pretty well, and the samples were taken with no hindrance whatsoever at all. So yeah, it really did go well. It really did go well. We've actually taken DNA samples from 4 families, 4 family members. Some were mothers and children or siblings of the missing persons. And then also, in some cases, the father. The father was also present, so we added. But in cases like this, usually the mother is of prime importance because of, finding the bones, all of them in one same pit. So using the mother becomes of prime importance. There are cases where some fathers may not necessarily be the actual fathers of these individuals. So we're going to do both maternity testing, and in the case of those whose fathers were present, paternity testing as well. And that will give us a lot of clues, as it were. And then in some instances, we will have to do siblingship, or what we call other relationship testing techniques as well. DNA, and specifically nuclear DNA, can be found in almost every cell that is found in a body. Saliva, urine, tissue, blood, semen, bones, teeth, hair with roots, fingernails, debris from our skin.
You could clearly get DNA from bones. Bones are made up of cells, and cells have DNA. Most cells have DNA. So once you can get the DNA from the bone, it is very easy to match the DNA of the bone to the DNA of an individual who is thought to be relative to the person we are looking for. And if there are matches there, and of course DNA matches of relatives are quite comparable. I mean, you can easily tell there are some 95% to about 99% certainty of relation, especially when they are closely related, parent, sibling, or sibling-sibling. The DNA matches are quite clear.
The outcomes are basically 2. Either it is or it is not. Capacity has always been there with Ghana Police. We have highly trained officers for DNA testing, and it's been there since 2010.
Once the human remains were found, where they were found is extremely important in the whole process of the identification, and then to unravel how the death occurred and when the death occurred, together with the identification of the human remains. So now, once the human remains have been found, and of course they were all lumped together, the first process is to be able to sort them out, because in this particular instance we are talking about bones, and by all means the bones would have mixed up together, so they would have to be, especially during the process of getting them from the cesspit, so they would have to be sorted out into the 3 individuals.
Once I have received the boxes from the crime scene, the first is to determine which ones are biological materials and which ones are non-biological. The items I then determine whether really the biological materials are human remains or otherwise. Subsequently, would have to sort out the skeleton, which is what I did or we have done over the last 10 days. Sort out the skeleton so that we can determine the number of individuals they are.
Each skull has to be matched with the vertebrae the other bones making up the set of bones for the human being. Each set has to be laid down.
We use the X-ray as well to also determine whether there are any fractures that cannot be obvious to the eye.
For example, we have to see if the bones are all intact or if there has been some sort of trauma on any of the bones, because it will tell us what happened which led to the death. For example, if there is a bullet wound in the skull, it clearly tells you that the person was shot in the head. If there are some kind of traumatic injuries on, say, the humerus of the bones, you see that then something happened. There could be a fracture in the bone. Any kind of injury in the bone can tell us exactly what happened before the death. And then again, you can look at the bones, do some forensic analysis on the bones, and check the age of the person at the time of death. You could also check the gender or the sex of the person, whether the person was male or female. You could tell exactly the height of the person from the bones and all that. So the bones tell a lot.
We take the samples from particular bones to the lab for DNA analysis, and that will be cross-referenced with, or that will be referenced with DNA or samples from relatives of the individuals. Now, essentially what we are intending to do is, one, to determine the identity of the individuals, two, to estimate the age, three, to determine the sex, four, to determine stature.
It is the DNA matching that is final and, as a matter of fact, conclusive in this matter. And once the DNA confirms or otherwise, then we know what next step to take.
We can put them together to be given to the relatives if they are. If they are not, then we can go out looking for why these were found where they were found.
Month
25 no catch him there. Yankee Gina Nkofo Janshi na one baba. Until that time no, I'm na mommy. Ike Gina.
Abna was it da mako she baby o nim baby amewo oh any fan wako sha woni baby awo.
Are you worried that it may turn out to be her remains?
I told the IGP the other day that when your daughter died, though it's painful, but it's just a period. But when a child got missing, it's a trauma. And you always have that thing on you. So if the DNA result comes and then they say it was her, it's a destiny. Because you can't predict destiny. The way that person will go is up to this big man over there. So when they came and then they said it's
our daughter is not dead, but only to conform to their requests and everything that they want to do. So you assure them that you cooperate with them whenever that they come to us, and anything they want us to do, you will do it.
You don't believe that she's dead?
You don't believe. I don't believe at all.
How about you, Matilda?
She's somewhere. Also thinking about us.
How do you know?
I can feel it within me that she's still alive.
Even if they are alive, what they are going through, because they are in captivity. And every captivity is something different. That pains our hearts, but we believe God that we will get them.
What are your expectations? There's a possibility that the remains may turn out to be that of Ruth Love Kwesing and the girls.
It is never going to be our girls. Our girls are alive. They know that the girls are there. So they should go and bring them. They know that the girls are there. Whether it is negative, they can just say it's positive. So we don't believe in anything that they are going to do. We know that our girls are alive. Some of them are aware that the girls are alive. It's not their remains. So they should go and bring our girls. That's what we want. Wherever she is, I know the good Lord is still protecting her. And I believe that one day she will come back. Mayfair, wherever you are, just keep your hopes up and keep on praying. We are not going to leave this case until we've seen you here. So I believe that you are going to come back home.
Mayfair, if by any chance you get the opportunity to watch this, you know your sister, you always call me Kwade or Komfo Kwade. So I'm telling you, we will never give up because we know that you are alive and we will see you very soon. So just keep on praying. Keep on praying, Mayfair. We will see you. We will find you one day. Bye.
So at this point, the DNA, your samples have been taken and the DNA is going to be done. What are your expectations?
Okay, we are expecting the result to come to be negative. Yeah, I know that the result will come as negative, so I don't have I'm not afraid. Yeah, I'm not afraid for the result to come. I'm not afraid.
As far as you're concerned, you're hopeful that your sister is alive.
I'm 100% sure that she's alive. Yeah, other girls.
It turns out that it is positive.
Mommy there, I'm a mojidi there. On yet, and when I Nemum open the mumpa on hope. The same thing there. Yami or Combia, Bialo Namda or the Bass Asido. Nyamino in Bian and the Botaya or the Bass Asido. Minjin did there or young one open the mumpa on home. Because ye ma where ye be where ye. And my young friend opened the mumpa that we were on home. But I must mention this today, my phone will name of what I see.
How about you? What if it turns out that it's positive?
It's very painful, but we just give it to God. But I know that it's not the girls. It's not the girls. It's not the girls.
We're all hopeful that it's not the girls.
Mama drive a BOBA.
Yabo Humpen, I make it no, Yanko can. No, may I jab to me, I be and I'm the mojadi them from an any hara. Beatasa, Yami, Obeshan Dayam, maybe I snug among an yara, and Yamno, Yadama and Yami. Mestre, a person the yellow car, it's one I didn't have one paba. Nihara de Chino, one paba, Wallocum. Well, Prada once ever can hear me. Oh, the baby out there, baby with the Ocono, I'll dig Yanado. What's the balance? I'll dig Yanado. Tavina, my mind up to now, me man there, Minjindi. It's maybe I don't know. You won't there, Minjindi no, more who be out there. Until I'm there, you cry, be by a cayenne, Yaka may be better. What it in.
Did they explain to you when the results will be out?
We asked that question and he said, you need not rush to produce something which will not be the actual verdict. So you're going to try and try and try before you come out with the final verdict, which will be the final conclusion of the whole thing. We will be asked if, some of us asked whether if it is done, we can have the chance to
do your own
elsewhere.
Independent,
yes. And he said, yes, we have that chance, but he's assuring us that as for DNA, it is the result that they will get here. If we send it to anywhere, Germany, South Africa, USA, it's the same results that they are going to give to us, and that nobody is interested to do something towards this thing. And even his job and his integrity is online if he doesn't speak the truth. So as for that one, we were assured of a good results.
Now, at a time, at some point you knew that your daughter was missing. Then now you're having to worry about the possibility that she may be dead. How did you receive the news when you heard that the skeletal remains had been found?
For that first Friday, in fact, I was very sad. I was very sad. Throughout the whole night, I couldn't sleep because the skeleton was not found anywhere but near the house of the first suspect. And what worried me most is that when he was rearrested, they found my daughter's breast. So if it has turned out that they have found some skeletal bones in the pit near where he was staying, in fact, I became very sad. So, but the assurance was that you have to make this DNA test to test whether the bones they found were actually those of our missing daughters or not. So I'm praying that if God will, it should tend to be negative.
But are you worried that it is possible that it may be your daughters?
Oh, I know there are wicked people in the world, so you can do more than that. So if I don't doubt too much that he cannot kill the girls, I know he can do it. Though I don't know him, but how he has dragged matters until this time without telling where the girls are, I know it's possible. Yes, because we are in this wicked world. Yes.
Are you prepared to receive the news whichever way it goes?
Oh yes, I've been saying it all the time, that I don't have any doubt. If it proves to be positive that my daughter is died, why not? I can't do anything than to accept and then make the funeral, then life must go on. Abna, say what you say, Yankopon adum say what you say baby a. Nyame kan say she wo hoden. Na yen so egusu abompai say ho Yankopon ne pa. Ba be kan nsa. Ina agiaro ho say we fie nche. Na so say senya ye kan say wo da so te ase na wo wi a ye de ho ase say wa kora so abelu sebri. Ye bompai say obeboa yen enuanu police fu a wori ye dwuma de ahwehwe wa ba no. Na won so hu ane pa wo za kan no do ba be fie asomdwe mu.
Amen. Amen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Takoradi.